Some pains are not found in visible wounds, but in words we never hear directly. They are the stories twisted behind our backs, the rumors that plant seeds of doubt, the comments that seem harmless but can weigh down a heart that once felt calm. Anyone who has been spoken ill of behind their back understands that feeling, a mix of anger, helplessness, the urge to speak up, yet fearing it may make you petty. The hurt does not only come from words, but from not knowing how to face them correctly. In such moments, what wavers is not only your reputation, but also the peace within your own heart. The ancients said, "Gossip is like wind rising in the night, formless, unseen, yet enough to chill a heart." They also taught that a noble person keeps a pure mind, for the honest need not explain themselves. The wind blows, the clouds disperse. This reminds us that our value does not lie in what others say, but in how we stand firm amidst their words. We cannot silence the world, but we can learn to strip its words of power to hurt us. Our attitude is the strongest shield. Understanding the wisdom of the ancients, we realize that those who speak behind our backs always remain behind, while we only need to move forward and live true to our character. After all, noise only disturbs souls that are not yet steady. When the mind is clear, gossip is just a cloud passing across a vast sky. Understanding the nature of those who speak behind your back, the ancients said, "When you walk faster, there will always be someone behind, talking about your steps." Their words are like a mirror for modern life. Those who speak behind your back do not see the truth, but stand in a lower place. Unable to walk alongside you, they feel threatened by your light, so they try to pull you down with words, gossip, and false stories. This is not proof you are wrong, but proof that you are moving faster, higher, and stronger than they are. Yet in this world, words behind your back are like a poisonous wind, formless, silent, yet enough to cloud the heart. But if you see the true nature of those who use words to bring others down, you will no longer feel anger or worry. You will understand they are not worth hate, only compassion. Those who attack with words are often wounded inside, lacking confidence, understanding, love, and above all, peace. A person with a rich inner life never needs to belittle others to feel superior. Only the empty need to fill themselves with gossip and slander. They live in comparison and envy, fixating on others' lives while forgetting they themselves need repair. They stand in the shadows, unable to step into the light. When they see someone shine, they are blinded and uncomfortable. Instead of growing themselves, they judge. Instead of learning, they criticize. Instead of improving, they spread rumors. For within them, the ego is too large, while their courage is too small. The ancients said, "The foolish find faults in others. The wise find faults in themselves." The more enlightened a person, the less they judge. The shallow speak the most gossip. Why? Because the wise know seeing their own faults is hard enough, leaving no time or right to judge others. The shallow, however, always think they are right, turning words into weapons to mask their fear of inadequacy. Some will say you are lucky when you succeed, fake when you are loved, hiding something when you are at peace. They see flaws everywhere, for their hearts hold no light. The ancients said, "A dark mind sees darkness everywhere." Those who speak behind your back do not look at others with their eyes, but with prejudice, envy, and insecurity. In truth, a person speaking behind your back cannot harm a strong soul. They only reveal the character of their own heart. Slander does not lower you. It only shows how small the speaker's soul is. The wise do not waste time reacting to rumors, for the world's words only harm those who believe them. As the ancients said, "The dog barks at the moon, yet the moon remains bright." Your value is the same. It cannot be defined by others unless you allow it. First, in the ancients' teaching, words are the cause, consequences, The effect. A malicious word returns to the speaker. Those who gossip not only disturb others, but sow bad karma for themselves. The ancients said, "Evil from the mouth brings its own disaster." A person who guards their speech preserves blessings, while one who speaks behind others tears their own luck apart daily. Those who speak behind others often think they are clever, believing their words can sway public opinion, crush others' spirits. Yet words are like fire. They may burn others, but first, they scorch the hand that sparks them. One false word, one fabricated story, can ruin trust, reputation, and character in the eyes of others. What they sow with words will bloom in their own life, and not in beauty. There is an ancient story of a woman who gossiped constantly in her village. When she repented, she sought a wise monk for guidance. The monk told her to collect a bag of goose feathers from her house to the temple. The next day, he asked her to gather them all. She said it was impossible. The wind had scattered them. The monk smiled. Slander once spoken can never be taken back. This timeless lesson reminds us that those who spread gossip lose themselves each day. A person who gossips lives in fear of being forgotten, disregarded, unnoticed. So they speak of others to feel important, but this is only an illusion. The more they speak, the more they are shunned. The more evil they sow, the more isolated they become. The ancients said, "Those who speak much lose friends." A person who lives by their words will ultimately have no one truly beside them. The wise, when seeing gossipers, do not despise them, only smile. For they understand that all cruelty stems from suffering. A person speaking behind your back is suffering, wanting others to suffer as well. A wounded heart that does not know how to heal often seeks to hurt others to ease some of its inner pain. The ancients taught, knowing others is wisdom, knowing yourself is enlightenment. To deal with those who speak behind your back, first understand their nature to avoid being drawn into the cycle of resentment. If you stay angry and reactive, you are playing the game they want. They want you to lose your calm, to fall apart. But if you see that behind gossip lies envy, insecurity, and pettiness, you will no longer see them as hateful, only as pitiable. A person with a steady mind will not be shaken by words, like a mighty tree whose roots hold firm despite strong winds. The weak-hearted, however, can crumble at a single rumor. The ancients taught, a mind unmoved amid life's changes. If you maintain calm, the world's words are just a passing breeze. Those who speak behind your back are like someone in the bottom of a well, looking at the sky through a small hole, thinking they see everything. They only see a small part of your life, yet judge your whole being. They do not realize each person is a world with unseen pains and tragedies. The less one understands, the more they judge. The deeper one understands, the more one remains silent. To live in peace, do not try to change the world's tongue. Change your perspective instead. Those who speak behind you are behind you. They cannot slow you down unless you turn to respond. The more you care, the more energy you lose. The more you ignore, the higher you rise. Buddhist teachings say, if someone curses you and you do not accept it, the curse remains with them. Similarly, those who speak ill of you may release countless words, but if you do not give them power, their words become meaningless. Slander only hurts the weak, but it cannot touch the strong. Do not waste time hating them. Resentment is a punishment you inflict on yourself. Let your heart be like a still lake. When someone throws a stone, the ripples rise for a moment, then settle. When your depth is enough, nothing can disturb you anymore. Remember, those who speak ill of you do not do so because you are wrong, but because you are doing what is right. No one talks about those below them. They only speak of those who make them feel small. So when someone talks behind your back, smile. It is proof that you are on the right path. Building true value, shining brightly enough to be noticed, even in the shadows. Zhuangzi once said, "The strong need not explain themselves. The weak always need to justify." When you understand this, you will no longer be troubled by gossip. True strength lies in knowing who you are, not in what others say you are. Do not justify yourself. Let time speak. There is a harsh but true reality. No matter how much you explain, some people will not believe you. You may speak clearly, sincerely, with all your heart, yet they only hear what they want. Once a person decides you are wrong, everything you say becomes meaningless. That is why the ancients taught, do not speak unnecessarily. Simply live with integrity and purity, and let time prove all things. Time is the fairest judge, sharpest and never biased. When misunderstood, slandered, or falsely accused, our natural reaction is to explain. Everyone wants to be understood, to be vindicated, to have others see their true self. But the more you try to prove yourself, the more others assume you have something to hide. People rarely listen to understand. They listen to judge. Often they do not care for the truth, only for the story they wish to spread. In this world, truth seldom wins over rumor, at least at first. The ancients said, the more you speak, the more falsehood spreads. The more you stir the water, the murkier it becomes. The more you explain, the more confused your heart grows. The more you justify, the more they doubt. In contrast, silence and calm become a kind of presence, a form of strength that makes the wrongdoer uneasy. Rumors may spread like the wind, but truth has a quiet, enduring power. It does not need shouting or defense. It simply needs time to rise into the light. Observe, and you will see. Those with true value rarely explain themselves. They do not justify, excuse, or over-explain. Those who understand them need no explanation. Those who do not understand, no explanation suffices. The ancients said, a noble person proves character through life. A petty person proves themselves with words. Virtue lies not in speech, but in daily living. Time filters all falsehoods and preserves what is genuine. Truth, like the sun, may initially be hidden by clouds, but the clouds cannot last forever. When the light of truth emerges, no rumor can overshadow it. As the ancients said, a straight tree fears not death. A pure person fears not rumor. They know who they are and how to live. The ancients also taught to explain is to admit weakness. The strong need not explain. They let time bear witness. The weak fear misunderstanding, so they seek excuses. The strong understand that misunderstandings are just passing clouds, that time will eventually clear. Laozi's words are fitting here. The truly profound remain silent, still waters create no waves. Silence is not surrender, it is wisdom. When your heart is at peace, others' words hold no power over you. Slander may initially wound, make you angry, make you want to respond immediately, to set the record straight. But consider, if you lose your calm, react in anger, you step right into the trap they set. Those who speak ill of you want you to lose composure, so they can use your reaction to further tarnish you. But if you remain silent, they have nothing to hold on to. By not reacting, you strip away their weapon. Sometimes silence is the strongest strike. There is a famous story. When the Buddha passed through a village, someone insulted him without restraint. The Buddha merely smiled and walked on. A disciple, angered, asked why he did not respond. The Buddha gently said, if someone gives you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does it belong? To the giver. Similarly, if they curse me and I do not accept it, the curse remains theirs. This simple lesson is profound. No one can truly harm you if you do not accept the harm. Slander is just sound. Its power exists only when we let it enter our hearts. If we remain calm, even countless false words are merely wind through the ears. They come and go, leaving no trace. Time is miraculous. It exposes falsehood and honors truth. A pretender can act for a while, but not for a lifetime. A liar can deceive some, but not all. Time is light that cannot be hidden. It tests gold with fire and people with truth. One day, those who believed rumors will realize their mistake. Those who spread lies will face the consequences. Those who endured in silence will be vindicated without saying a word. Silence is not weakness, it is letting time do its work. Do not justify yourself, just live rightly. True honor lies not in the mouths of others, but in the way you live each day. Some are slandered all their lives, yet loved by the good, because time proves their character. Some explain well, but time exposes their duplicity. The ancients said, "Truth, like gold, shines brighter with polishing. Falsehood, like iron, rusts with use. Time is the fire testing gold." If you live rightly, fear not rumors. If you live with integrity, care not for misunderstanding. People crave novelty. They gossip for a time, then grow bored. When you do not react, the story dies on its own. Let those who spread gossip tire themselves. Let them reveal their true nature. Let time filter what is false. You maintain a calm heart and continue doing what is right. The Buddha taught, light never speaks of itself, yet darkness recedes when it appears. So too, a person with inner light needs no defense. The words that once hurt you become lessons. Those who once slandered you will feel shame with time. Karma is fair. Those who sow evil reap evil. Those who live virtuously receive peace. Simply live well, beautifully, with integrity. Your peace is the deepest answer to those who spread gossip. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting the emptiness of their heart. Stand firm, and words behind your back become faint echoes. Confucius said, "The honest fear not misunderstanding. Those who understand do not need words. Those who do not understand, words are useless." Do not justify yourself. Keep your heart pure. Build your life, not explanations. Let time speak for you. Let your actions bear witness. Let your character radiate like fragrance. As the ancients said, an orchid does not announce its scent, yet the wind carries it far. A person is the same. If you have true value, no rumor can dim it. Keep your heart calm and do not let venomous words cloud it. The more mature we become, the more we realize the world has never lacked malicious words, sometimes soft, even as a whisper, yet enough to weigh down a peaceful soul. Some words seem casual, but haunt us for long periods. A few letters, a glance, a whispered phrase behind our back can stir emotions like ripples on a calm lake. Malice is not only in direct shouting, but in subtle criticism, fabricated stories, baseless rumors, and implied remarks. The ancients taught, an arrow through the body is easier to bear than a rumor piercing the heart. Physical wounds can heal over time, but mental wounds, once engraved in the heart, sometimes take half a lifetime to forget. Even those strong all their lives can be knocked down by a single seemingly harmless word. If we let our hearts be torn by the words of the world, we will live in darkness forever, because the world never knows silence. No matter how you live, someone will gossip. If you are kind, they call you fake. If you are honest, they say you lack tact. If you are gentle, they call you weak. If you are strong, they call you arrogant. In the end, no matter how you live, you cannot please everyone. The world was born to speak, and if we take that as a standard, we lose ourselves. That is why the ancients taught, keep your mind unshaken amidst the ever-changing currents of life. We cannot control the words of others, but we can control our own hearts. When our hearts are calm, all poisonous words become meaningless. They are like stones thrown into a still lake. Even if ripples form, they eventually settle and the water returns to peace. But if our hearts are already turbulent, even a small pebble can shatter the surface. Keeping the mind calm is a form of wisdom, a kind of strength not everyone possesses. Those who have experienced life, pain, and understanding know that reacting to malice often hands power to the wrongdoer. When we get angry, we allow them to control our emotions. When we retaliate, we lower ourselves to their level. But when we remain calm, our gentle smile becomes a mirror reflecting their own hearts. A person with malice feels small and lost when faced with another's peace. Confucius said, "The noble find peace in the heart, the petty in their words. Those truly at peace keep their inner world steady. Poisonous words have power only over weak hearts. When the mind is bright, even harsh words cannot reach. It is like walking in the rain. Those with an umbrella remain dry. Those without get soaked. Inner peace is the strongest umbrella we can carry through the storms of gossip. Slander is like mud. If we react, we touch it and soil ourselves. If we move forward calmly, the mud dries and falls away, unable to stick. When someone speaks ill, do not rush to anger. Ask yourself, is it necessary to lower your heart to their pettiness? Someone who chooses to speak ill has already degraded their own character. If we react, we allow ourselves to be drawn into their spiral. The wise choose silence not out of weakness, but because they understand. They know that silence can sometimes speak louder than words. The silence of the wise is not surrender, but the highest form of disdain. When we remain silent, we give no more weapons to the wrongdoer. When we stay calm, we protect our inner self. Some may slander us today, but time will reveal the truth. The fake cannot act forever. The one who sows evil cannot escape karma. And if we keep our hearts pure, time restores our honor. Words are wind, but virtue is solid ground. The wind blows and fades, but the ground remains. Keeping calm does not mean ignoring everything. It means understanding that life is short and not wasting time on the unworthy. When we are busy loving, working, living virtuously, building the future, there is no room to carry the burdens of gossip. Those who gossip constantly are living in the dissatisfaction of their own lives. Zhuangzi wrote, "When the mind is still, wisdom shines. When the heart is calm, we can see clearly what to let go of and what to embrace." The wise know not everyone deserves explanation, and not every word deserves attention. A slanderous word does not define us. A rumor cannot destroy a character built over a lifetime. When we keep our hearts calm, negativity cannot enter our lives. We know that what others say is their karma. How we live is ours. What we sow returns to us, and what they sow returns to them. So why hold grudges? Why react? Sometimes letting go is the gift we give to our own soul. A truly strong person is not the one who silences others. A truly strong person remains calm as a still lake, even amidst a storm of words. The truly peaceful know that out of millions of words in the world, there is only one heart they must protect. If that heart is tainted by gossip, they lose their greatest peace. The world has thousands of cruel words, but only one heart to protect. Do not let a few words ruin a day, much less a life. When the heart is still, the world around becomes still. When the heart is bright, harsh words naturally fade. When the heart is strong, no evil words can harm. Remember, a mighty tree does not fall because of the wind, but because its roots are weak. We fall not from rumors, but from an unsteady heart. To stand firm in life, nurture the inner self. Make your heart fertile ground for peace, not barren soil that shatters from a few malicious words. Keeping the heart calm is keeping blessings. The ancients said, "A kind heart brings great fortune, a bright heart creates beauty." When we stop before malicious words and smile, we choose the path of the wise. It is quiet, yet enduring. Not everyone can walk it, but those who do find peace. Live so each day you can look in the mirror and see a pure soul. Live so no rumor can corrupt you, no malicious word can steal your sleep. Live so those who slander feel shame while you walk confidently forward. A true victor is not the one who speaks last, but the one who keeps smiling in the end. A smile of a calm heart is the strongest reply to all the world's malice. Respond through action. Living well is the most convincing revenge. Words can be twisted, explanations misunderstood, defense seen as excuse, but only action, only life, only real results can render baseless rumors ridiculous. The ancients said, "People's mouths are bottomless, but life is real." We may be gossiped about, we may be slandered, but no one can deny our true value through what we have done. The ancients taught, real gold fears no fire, only impure metal trembles under test. When a person lives rightly, honestly, responsibly, even the harshest words dissolve like smoke. Truth is quiet, but enduring. Slander may plant doubt, but it cannot plant lies into a pure life. A rumor may hurt temporarily, but it cannot stop the light of the real values we create. People may say anything about us, assign false deeds we never imagined, fabricate, twist, slander, but all they can do is speak. They cannot live our life, cannot hold our hands back, cannot touch our hearts if we do not allow it. That is why the wisest revenge is not words or arguments, but living better, living more beautifully, living virtuously every day. A successful, peaceful, radiant life reflects back the smallness of those who slander, like a bright lamp driving darkness away. When we shine, we need no explanation. The world understands on its own. And when we move forward, those behind only see our backs. Zhuangzi said, "The strong do not defeat others, they overcome themselves." Living well each day is the greatest form of self-mastery. Yet in life, some use words as weapons. They stab, judge, impose, dig, and demand attention to feel their own existence. But the wise do not stoop to their level. The silence of the wise is intelligence, and the actions of the strong are power. When we work diligently, develop ourselves, and keep moving forward, others' words naturally become small, faint, and meaningless. The world can speak of our past, but the future we are building is beyond their control. A person busy living well has no time to follow gossip. Those who spend their days immersed in speaking ill of others are the ones living half-lived lives. Let your actions speak for you. Let your character, achievements, and inner peace be the strongest answer. Some have been criticized, mocked, despised, and spoken of in the worst ways, yet they do not react. They do not defend themselves. They work quietly, they persevere silently, and one day they reach a place the ones who once belittled them can never touch. At that moment, no words are needed. Their silence becomes the loudest music of victory. That strength is the strength of action. Words can create noise, but actions create truth. Words can hurt, but actions make us grow. Words can confuse, but actions strengthen. The ancients said, "Time is the test of the heart, the scale of righteousness." Do not rush to defend. Do not waste energy arguing with those undeserving. Right and wrong will reveal themselves with time. Those with eyes will see. Those with hearts will understand. If someone refuses to believe, even if you speak 100 times, they will not. Live so your heart holds no shame. That is the most beautiful answer. There are two kinds of people in the world: those who use words to harm, and those who use actions to heal themselves. If we choose the second, we stand above them. When we dedicate our time to self-development, to create value, to build a better future, all envy, jealousy, and petty attacks become mere background noise. Do not let that noise distract you. Keep moving forward, keep living brightly, keep doing good. One day, your life itself will become the answer, making those who once spoke ill bow their heads. The ancients said, "Those who speak behind our backs stand behind us." If they were truly better, they would not waste time speaking negatively about us. The capable look inward to improve. The weak look outward to criticize. So instead of anger or revenge, let your kindness and quiet effort speak the deepest truth. Imagine someone once said you could not achieve anything. You silently study, practice, and grow. Eventually, while they remain where they are, you reach a different level. At that point, explanation is unnecessary. Stand tall and smile. The silence of success is the most beautiful sound of victory. Living well is the smartest form of revenge. It makes us stronger, wiser, more profound. It protects us from the gossip of the world, and it makes the malicious falter in envy. The ancients said, "Revenge is not too late." But the modern understanding is, the most beautiful revenge is to live a radiant and peaceful life. When we are calm, happy, and loved, malicious words are like passing winds outside the window, while the slanderer lives in their own darkness. That is the heaviest punishment. If they throw stones, use them to build your own steps. If they sow malice, let it remind you to live more virtuously. If they speak ill, answer with goodness. By responding with beauty, we not only silence them, but we also conquer ourselves. Anger, pride, and ego. Living well is both revenge and proof that we are strong enough not to be defeated by malicious words. Those with inner strength need fewer defenses. Those who are mature understand that instead of proving right or wrong, we should live for inner peace. People may speak, but life is the evidence. People may judge, but time is the proof. The ancients said, "A person with virtue is like a mountain, unmoved by the wind." When we live rightly, no malicious word can break us. When we look back, the words that once hurt are just passing winds on a long journey. What remains is how we overcame. With perseverance, courage, patience, and compassion. There is no chopstick more beautiful than living a life to be proud of, full of light, peace, and happiness. This is the greatest victory of the wise. Choosing silence for years is not weakness. In a world increasingly loud, full of opinions and judgment, silence has become one of the hardest challenges. Among baseless gossip, distorted stories, unfriendly gazes, and lies meant to wound our hearts, keeping silent is never easy. Yet because it is hard, it has value. Because it is challenging, it becomes a sign of true strength. Because it is rare, it becomes a power few can reach. Choosing silence is not weakness, it is strength. It is being strong enough not to be drawn into meaningless spirals of gossip, revenge, arguments, or endless mental battles with no real victor. The weak shout to defend themselves. The unsteady react instantly to prove innocence. The strong smile and move forward, knowing that time is the fairest judge, and truth needs no noise to exist. The ancients said, "Use stillness to master motion, use softness to overcome hardness." This principle is not only the essence of martial arts, but also the art of handling life. When someone attacks us with words, our natural instinct is to respond. But if we respond hastily, we lower ourselves to their level. A quarrel, won or lost, costs a piece of our calm. The wise understand. Not every battle needs participation. Not every word deserves reply. Silence is the choice of the understanding, the path to inner peace. Those who truly understand us need no explanation. Those who willfully misunderstand cannot be convinced, no matter how much we speak. The ancients said, "To know others is wisdom. To know oneself is enlightenment." When we know who we are, how we live, and the state of our conscience, we are no longer shaken by gossip. We do not need to prove ourselves to those unworthy of listening. We remain silent not to endure injustice, but to protect the purity of our hearts. The world has countless mouths, but hearts differ. Some speak ill of us out of envy for our light. Some speak behind our backs for cheap thrills. Some create gossip to fill the emptiness of their own lives. Ultimately, we cannot change the words of the world. We can only protect our hearts from contamination. Silence becomes a strong shield. Not everyone understands, but those who have experienced life know silence is a sophisticated form of power. The hot-tempered react immediately. The wise observe. The mature remain silent. A word spoken in anger is like an arrow released from a bow. It may wound others and it may haunt us with regret. Keeping silent preserves ourselves from irretrievable mistakes. Silence is also a test of character. When we do not speak, when we continue calmly, the malicious reveal themselves. The more they speak, the more their pettiness, envy, and emptiness are exposed. The more we remain silent, the stronger our inner world appears. The ancients said, "The virtuous are soft like water, yet strong in humility, achieving greatness quietly. The silence of water can erode even solid rock. Likewise, the silence of the wise is strong enough to make the malicious ashamed." But silence is not neglect, surrender, or weakness. It is conscious, intelligent, and full of inner strength. We do not speak, yet we act. We do not argue, yet we live honorably. We do not respond with words, yet our character speaks. Words can be twisted, actions cannot. People may not believe what we say, but they cannot deny what we do. Those with true value rarely speak, like the vast sky, silent yet awe-inspiring, like deep waters, quiet yet full of strength. Those with strong inner power need no defense. They let their lives speak. They let their kindness prove itself. They let their character shine in silence. See silence as cultivation. Those who know how to remain silent know self-control and preserve their energy. Every word carries energy. If we respond with anger, we exhaust ourselves. If we remain silent, we preserve strength, peace, and integrity. This is the silence of those with virtue, conscience, and self-respect. Silence, at times, is the answer that wounds the malicious the most. For those who thrive on gossip, seek attention, and create drama, our silence is the mirror reflecting the emptiness of their actions. Once we do not react, they lose their purpose. Once we do not get angry, they lose their thrill. Once we do not allow them to control our emotions, we have already won in silence. People cannot keep talking about someone who does not respond. When we refuse to play their game, the game ends on its own. Rumors fade, drama settles, and those who once believed the false words will eventually see the truth. Meanwhile, by keeping silent, we preserve our peace of mind. But to maintain such silence, we need strong inner strength. A weak heart cannot bear the weight of the world's gossip. An unstable mind is easily shaken. So before practicing silence, we must learn to build a solid inner foundation. The more we understand ourselves, the easier it is to remain silent. The more we trust ourselves, the less we need to explain. The stronger we are inside, the gentler we are outside. See silence as a test of maturity. The immature seek victory with words. The mature seek peace in the heart. The less wise feel the need to prove they are right. The wise understand that the goal is not winning an argument, but winning over oneself. And ultimately, the true value lies not in justifying ourselves, but in not losing our character amidst falsehoods. Silent yet proud, silent yet firm, silent yet unyielding, silent yet always aware of our worth. Zhuangzi once said, "The enlightened are like a polished mirror. They retain nothing, yet reflect everything. We too must keep no trace of harmful words in our hearts, allowing silence to reveal the true nature of others and reflect back on ourselves. One day, when we look back, we will see the words that once hurt us as mere ashes. What remains is the maturity we gained by choosing silence at the right moment. We stand peaceful, continuing our lives our way. That is the most beautiful image a human being can achieve. Sometimes the greatest strength of a person does not lie in what they say, but in knowing when to remain silent. Keep your distance from those who speak behind others' backs. A backbiter does not use a knife, but their words can be sharper than a sword. They do not confront directly, yet they fracture trust between people. They sow darkness in stories that seem harmless. The hot-tempered may correct, the repentant may change, the straightforward may stumble. But those who speak behind others are hard to change, for their hearts are accustomed to evil. If we let them into our lives, sooner or later, we become their topic. They do not speak ill because others are wrong, but because it elevates their sense of self. The ancients taught, "Near ink you get stained, near light you shine." Being near good people naturally inspires self-improvement. Being near the malicious darkens us, often without our awareness. Backbiters spread negative energy. Every word is a thorn. Every story is a seed of distrust. They complicate relationships, make trust a luxury. Keeping distance is not arrogance. It is preserving inner peace. A clear sign of a backbiter: they constantly judge others but never see their own flaws. They spy with judgmental eyes yet are blind to the darkness within themselves. They use others' lives to fill their inner emptiness. The closer we are to them, the more we are drawn into their whirlpool of drama, often without realizing it. By listening, we become accomplices. By curiosity, we sustain their bad habit. And naturally, we eventually become their next story. The ancients warned, "Those who speak ill in front of us will speak ill of us in front of others." A wise person always avoids malicious conversations. They know hearing too many toxic words gradually poisons the heart. If we enjoy others' misfortune, we lose our own kindness. A compassionate heart never rejoices in another's pain. Hence, the ancients taught, "Do not stand near a bad flame if you do not wish to be burned." Keeping distance from backbiters protects our hearts from the smoke of gossip. The danger is not what they say, but what they make us become. Some people appear friendly and approachable, smiling and chatting, gaining trust. But if we listen carefully, most of their stories concern others. They know everything, always have news, and subtly plant doubt, judgment, and curiosity. At first, it feels like sincere sharing, but later, we realize we are swept into the drama they quietly orchestrate. A wise person is not the one who talks the most. They know how to choose what to hear and what to avoid. Distance is not just physical, but spiritual. We can remain polite, we can greet, we can maintain social grace, but never let them into your private life. Do not overshare, do not confide too deeply, do not reveal too much. A backbiter today will surely speak of us tomorrow. Keeping distance is not hatred, it is knowing the limits of trust. Giving trust to the wrong person is like handing a knife to someone who cannot handle it. Ultimately, the one hurt is us. The ancients said, "Associate with the virtuous as if bathing in cinnamon. Associate with the petty as if rolling in ashes." Fragrance or dirt is invisible to the eye, but time will soak it into us. Being near backbiters, even if silent, their negative energy seeps into our hearts. We become wary of good people, suspicious of sincerity, and afraid of kindness. That is a price we should not pay. Being near genuine people makes our hearts lighter. We trust people, we trust goodness, we believe that kindness still exists. Choosing friends wisely is not discrimination, it is wisdom. Choosing whom to be near, whom to listen to, whom to trust is a form of personal cultivation. Distance does not mean coldness or harshness. We can be kind, polite, and gentle, but we protect our hearts. We do not let those with negative energy enter our inner world. We do not let them plant doubt. We do not let ourselves fall into the habit of speaking ill. For once we participate, we become no different from them. The wise keep themselves pure. The understanding preserve their hearts. Better to be alone among the sincere than mingle with the deceitful. Sometimes leaving someone is saving ourselves from becoming someone else. Backbiters are mirrors of what we should avoid. By observing them, we learn caution. By listening to them, we learn the value of silence. By witnessing how they sow division, we learn to treasure those who speak kindly. As someone once said, to know a person's true heart, observe what they say in your absence. A backbiter in front of us will do the same once we are gone. The experienced never go too close. They observe, they listen, and quietly step back. No noise, no critique, just a sufficient distance. The ancients taught to cultivate the heart is precious. To cultivate virtue is noble. To keep the heart pure, avoid the noise of gossip. To keep virtue bright, avoid slander. One who lives among dust cannot keep their robe white. One who lives amid gossip cannot keep a pure heart. Keeping distance from backbiters protects the heart, nurtures virtue. Life is noisy enough. Do not let malicious words burden your heart. Stay near those who speak kindly, those who spread hope, those who inspire. Near them, our hearts expand, our spirits soften, and life becomes easier to breathe. Conversely, near backbiters, our hearts shrink, our trust diminishes, and our hearts harden. Learn to leave gently. No blame, no hate, just depart. It is how we save ourselves. Those who maintain distance are not cold, they are aware. They do not distrust everyone, but know where to place trust. They do not close their hearts, but understand their own value. Ultimately, keeping distance preserves dignity, preserves peace, and protects the purity of the heart amid a dusty world. Forgiveness lightens the heart. Forgiveness may seem simple, but it is a lifelong mountain to climb. When facing those who spoke behind our backs, slandered our reputation, or spread malicious rumors that clouded our hearts, forgiving them is not easy. The wounds are invisible, but the pain of betrayal, misunderstanding, and loneliness runs deep. Yet as we grow, we realize that harboring resentment is like holding a heavy stone over our own hearts. The ancients said, "Hatred cannot eliminate hatred, only compassion can dissolve it." This teaching is not only for those on a spiritual path, it is a truth for anyone who wishes to live peacefully. When we cling to resentment, the first to suffer is ourselves. When we let go, the first to be liberated is also ourselves. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for us. Not because they deserve it, but because we deserve peace of heart. Those who speak behind others' backs are, in truth, prisoners of their own pettiness and insecurity. They slander to gain attention because they possess nothing else worthy of notice. They spread stories to feel a cheap sense of power. They attack others to soothe their own insecurities. We may be hurt by them, but we cannot allow them to drag us down to their level. Forgiveness does not mean condoning their actions. It means we refuse to let their actions control our emotions. When we forgive, we are saying, "I will not give you entry into my heart anymore." This is the voice of true freedom. Freedom from clinging to the past. Freedom from lingering anger. Freedom from sleepless nights thinking about others' words. Everyone, at least once in life, will be spoken ill of. Some are lied about. Some are misunderstood, deeply hurt. The difference lies in how we choose to respond. The weak seek revenge because their pain still guides them. The indifferent remains silent, but the pain is still there, hidden inside. The wise choose forgiveness because they understand that forgiveness is not lowering oneself, but elevating oneself to a higher place. Forgiveness is the strength of the strong-minded, not the action of the weak. When we lay down the burden of resentment, we realize how broad our shoulders truly are. Forgiveness is a journey. No one can release deep pain immediately. Some days the heart feels gentle. Other days, memories sting again. That is natural. Forgiving now does not mean forgetting completely. It means remembering without pain. When anger rises, ask yourself, will holding on bring peace? If not, let go. Let go to widen your heart, to clear your mind, to set yourself free. The ancients said, endure for a while, and the waves calm, the winds cease. Step back, and the sea becomes vast, the sky high. Forgiveness is a form of endurance, not to bear humiliation, but to stop before pain sweeps us away. Holding hatred is like holding hot coal, hoping to throw it at others, but before it reaches them, it burns your own hand. Hatred is a weapon directed at oneself. The longer we hold it, the heavier life feels. The more we think about it, the more exhausted we become. At night, we replay the words spoken behind our backs, feeling suffocated. Then suddenly we realize the one who hurt us is not there. It is only ourselves making us suffer. Forgiveness is stepping out of this self-inflicted torment. Reducing hatred in the heart increases the capacity for happiness. Some ask, is it worth forgiving someone who harmed me? The answer is always yes, not because they deserve it, but because we deserve freedom. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. When we release resentment, we sleep deeper, breathe easier, smile more freely. Those who sow bad karma will face it. We do not need to act. The law of cause and effect does not sleep. As the ancients said, good and evil always meet their return. Forgiveness does not change the fact that they slandered us. It changes our future. When we forgive, we stop giving them power over our moments of joy. We preserve our peace like a clear spring of water for the heart. A heart full of anger is barren soil where nothing blooms. A heart of compassion becomes fertile ground where peace can grow. The ancients said, a heart of compassion is like water, reflecting all clearly. A heart of hatred is like fire, burning everything. If we allow our hearts to be fire, we will burn everything, even ourselves. If we allow our hearts to be water, every harsh word falls harmlessly. Forgiveness transforms the heart from fire to water, from heat to coolness, from pain to peace. Letting go and forgiving does not mean inviting them back into our lives. Letting go ends their presence in our minds. We no longer speak of them, think of them, or let them shake our hearts. That is true letting go. Forgiving while keeping distance protects ourselves. Some have said, the person who hurt us is the one who teaches us the greatest lessons about inner strength. Without them, we would not know how resilient our hearts can be. Without being hurt, we cannot learn to rise again. Through them, we learn not to harm others. Through them, we understand compassion. Through them, we realize that true peace does not come from a life without storms, but from walking through storms calmly. The ancients said, forgiveness is a flower blooming in the soul. When we forgive, our hearts are watered by early rain. Layers of anger, envy, and pain dissolve. We become softer, gentler, and more delicate. From that gentleness, life opens up to greater goodness. Forgiveness requires no words. We do not need to confront them. Forgiveness happens quietly in the heart. We continue to live joyfully, kindly, and peacefully. When we can smile at memories that once hurt us, we know we have truly forgiven. Forgiveness is the silent, strongest victory. No argument, no harsh words, no proving anything. It hurts no one, yet heals ourselves. In the journey of growth, forgiveness is a skill only the strong-hearted possess. The ancients taught, the mind is the root of all suffering, when also the root of all peace. If we harbor hatred, our mind breeds suffering. If we nurture compassion, our mind produces blessings. What we sow in the heart blooms into flowers or thorns, depending on our choice. Ultimately, forgiveness does not change the past, but it changes how we move forward. Those who slandered us may never admit their wrongs. It does not matter. What matters is that we do not let them occupy another second of our lives. Forgiveness is closing our eyes, taking a deep breath, and telling ourselves, I deserve peace. Life is short. Hatred prolongs it. Love lightens it. We cannot stop others from speaking ill, but we can choose not to let it hurt us. When we understand the nature of backbiters, anger dissolves. When we remain silent instead of reacting, we display inner strength. When we live well, our actions respond for us. When we keep distance, we protect our hearts from poison. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the invisible burden of hatred. The ancients said, worldly words are like the wind. If you stand firm, the wind cannot topple you. It only shakes the weak. The strong-hearted stand like mountains. Backbiters can only stay behind. They cannot surpass you. They are mere echoes in your life journey. If we are at peace, those echoes vanish into space. So, if today you are hurt by words spoken behind your back, remember, do not waste time fixing the mouths of the world. Fix your own heart. Do not try to silence them. Open your own mind. Do not prove anything. Let time prove all. All you need to do is live kindly, beautifully, proudly. Forgive to lighten your heart. Forgive to clear your mind. Forgive to widen your path. Forgive to free your heart. Ultimately, the most precious thing is not what others think of us, but the peace we preserve within our own hearts. That is how the wise walk through life, unscathed by the dust of the world. And one day, looking back, you will see that every word spoken behind your back, every wound, every misunderstanding was a silent stepladder helping you grow strong, steady, and wise. If these words have touched your heart, if you believe peace is a form of inner strength, share your thoughts or story in the comments below. Every comment is not only your voice, but a piece of empathy, a connection between souls, learning calmness amid life's turbulence. Do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss our next videos where we reflect on ancient wisdom. Learn to keep our hearts bright amidst gossip and noise, and advance on the journey of growth in silence. Thank you for joining and listening to the very end. May you always have the strength to weather storms, the serenity to keep your smile, and the joy to live a life of true worth in your own way. Thank you.